Welcome to another episode. My name's Jose Najarro, and today we are going to do a Star Wars episode. About a week ago, they did release the new trailer for Star Wars The Rise of the Skywalker, but unfortunately, real life has been pretty busy for me, so I was unable to watch it. So I decided to actually do a reaction because I keep hearing good things about the trailer. Luckily, I have been able to stay spoiler free for this trailer, minus the thumbnails that YouTube has used, which I got to see that Rey is holding some weird red lightsaber, but that's pretty much all I know. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do this reaction video. I'm pretty sure I just want to watch the whole video at first without even saying a word, and then I'll watch it a second time just to really see what's happening and to discuss what I just saw. So let's get started. Full screen this. Right. Oh man, this music always gets to me. I already got chills. The feels are real. The feels are so real.
We've passed on all we know. A 1,000 generations live in you now.
My boy Luke. Crazy how less than 1 minute can give you so much emotion. Oh, they CG. Wow, holy smokes. D23's gone dark. Training droid. Yes.
Yes, it's in.
So we have Darth Vader. What the freak was that? Holy shit. Alright, so let's see what we see here. Let me just break it down. Alright, so let's break down the film sections by sections now that I've seen it. So obviously the first few minutes, actually I think it's the first whole minutes, it's just recollection of all the trilogies, which is pretty cool, right? It brings you back to the emotion. It gives you back all the feels that I was feeling watching it. That's pretty crazy. We do see a lot of the main characters, and about 1 minute and freaking 20 seconds is when the actual trailer begins. So first thing I see is, right, we do see them wearing their new outfits. We do see, right, Rey has her staff, and she also has her lightsaber. So we're gonna see if she rebuilds this lightsaber, or if she rebuilds this lightsaber, or if this is a new lightsaber as a whole, and she just used the crystal from the last lightsaber. We also see, right, we don't see R2-D2 here, right? We just see C3PO and BB-8, which I think is pretty crazy that we're gonna see a dual type of mission with two androids, right? We always see that pair of androids, but it's weird to see that it's gonna be BB-8 and C3PO this time. We continue, is this planet right here. I'm pretty sure this is gonna happen mid-film. They did talk in the first release in Chicago that the first planet that this movie is gonna take place is gonna be in the Jungle World. So this definitely does not look like the Jungle World. So I wonder if this is gonna be later on in the film. So right, this is the Jungle World right here that they were talking about. That would be the first part of the movie. Next, this is pretty cool, right? We see the Resistance has built up their forces, and we can see they do have a nice amount of reinforcements compared to how we saw them in Episode 8. Obviously, it's not as big as the next scene where we see all these Star Destroyers. This is some crazy amount of Star Destroyers right here, and this to me has me wondering: are these, especially since we heard Darth, the Palpatine, the Emperor? I wonder if these are actually First Order, First Order Star Destroyers, or are they Empire? Did Palpatine have? Did the Emperor have? Um, Something going on in the background while the First Order was creating? Did the Emperor have some form of backup plan? And this is one thing I want to know: if these are going to be Empire or First Order, um, or are they united in some form? But this is a ridiculous amount of 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 ships that they have, and obviously, if the Resistance don't have, the Resistance does not seem like they have this amount of ships to battle this type of war. We do see the new character here. I actually forget her name, but it's pretty cool that we are seeing new characters here. We have Finn. This is also pretty cool, right? We see C-3PO with some red eyes. Is this, again, C-3PO? Did he get taken over? The new software installed into him. Why does he have red eyes? And again, this is, again, seeing, is this our C-3PO? Or is this going to be some form of different C-3PO? We do see in Dr. Afra, I believe, the comic book, that there are some C-3PO and R2-D2 lookalikes. I wonder if we're going to see any of them here. Next, this is again pretty cool, right? We do see Rey training with a droid. One cool thing is, I wonder if this is the same droid that is found in the Millennium Falcon that Luke was training with, or it does. I mean, it looks different in color, so it might be a rebuild version of it that Chewie could have rebuilt. But that's pretty cool that we do see a training droid happening here, and Rey is definitely training. And she also has a weapon. Rey is actually fully decked out. She has her lightsaber, her gun, and she has her staff. Next, we continue, right? We see this nice fight between Kylo and Rey. I wonder if this is finally end of the battle. Next, we hear that Darth Vader. No, this sounds more like Darth Vader than Kylo Ren, right? I don't think Kylo has a heavy breathing like Darth Vader, so that definitely sounds like Darth Vader to me. This is pretty cool, right? The new lightsaber is pretty awesome. But one thing that has me pretty confused here is Rey. Even though it does look like Rey, this does not look like our Rey. And the first thing that throws me off is her body language. So to me, this could be two things. First is either Rey is being possessed by Darth Sidious at this moment, or B, she is a clone of some sort, and that's why she doesn't have parents. She's some form of clone. And the clone to me actually makes a little more sense, right? If we talk about episode 8 where Rey falls into the dark cave, what do we see in the dark cave, right? All she sees are copies and copies and copies of herself nonstop. So if she actually is a clone, that episode 8 scene would actually be pretty powerful in my opinion. So again, this is one reason I like to rate the trilogy as a whole opposed to just every independent film. Because some films might be slow, but the trilogy as a whole might be pretty amazing with the end of this film. So yes, to me, I believe that either she's being possessed by Darth Sidious at this moment, or Darth Sidious actually made clones of her. I think Rey is actually a product of Darth Sidious. And if you guys have not been keeping track of Star Wars universe, right, we do know now that Star Wars has released that Darth Sidious, the Emperor Palpatine, was the one that created Anakin. He was the one that used the Force to impregnate Anakin's mom, and that's why Anakin has no dad, and he was born of pure Force. So now that we know that, obviously we can see that happen again, and why wouldn't we see this in a film? So who knows if Darth Sidious actually is another baby daddy to Rey, and that's why Rey does not have a family, and that's why she's so, even though she's not technically a Skywalker, by being a Force user created, by being created by the Force, would make her a form of a Skywalker. And that's why in episode 7, when she touched the lightsaber, she did get all those feelings from the Skywalker line, right? So that can actually be one reason. If she's not really a Skywalker, she actually could be a Skywalker in the sense that Darth Sidious was the one that made her. And to me, I'm pretty much leaning into that one, where Darth Sidious has created Rey, or is that, and Rey is a clone of some sort. Because right here we can see this is not our Rey. You can look at her body language. She's standing either possessed or like she's actually an older person. The lightsaber is actually pretty cool. I like how it turns into a dual lightsaber like that. And I still think that Darth Sidious has something to do with this. So yeah, overall the trailer was pretty cool, right? It gives you all these questions, and they don't really spoil anything for you, right? The only thing is you ask more question of what's happening with Rey. So Disney's actually doing a really great thing with these trailers, with me wanting to keep watching the videos, right? So in the first trailer, what did we learn? We learned that Darth Sidious is back. We heard his laugh, but we didn't see his face. In the second one, we don't hear Darth Sidious at all, but we do see the face of a Sith, someone that's representing a Sith Lord, and that's this Darth Rey. So that's pretty funny, right? That's actually pretty funny that at the end, the last thing we hear is Darth Rey, is Darth Sidious. In this one, we hear the sound of Darth Vader, and then we see a Darth Rey. So again, it's pretty cool how Disney they do these trailers in a way that they do show something behind it, and it is crazy that we do, right, that we hear Darth. The thing that really I find so interesting is we hear Darth Vader, right? We hear Darth Vader before we see Rey. So we hear Darth Vader's breathing now, and then the next thing we see is Darth Rey. I'm gonna call her Darth Rey. That's pretty interesting, right? Is even though do we hear when we see Vader, right? The first time we hear that Vader noise is when he's being risen up and being reborn. So it's Rey being reborn as a Dark Lord. So again, these are all pretty cool stuff. I'm definitely excited for Christmas to see this new film. So let me know what you guys thought about the trailer, and post the comments. One thing I want to start doing is I do feel like in the Star Wars universe, many people only watch the Star Wars movies, but there's such a big universe out there. For example, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the anime series, is such an amazing story to the Star Wars realm, and not many people watch it. So what I'm gonna start doing are doing each episodes and just going over it in 5 minutes, so people don't have to watch the full episode, and in 5 minutes they understand what's going on with the story, and it actually helps out with just the Star Wars story as a whole. So I hope you guys enjoy that. That's gonna be coming up in the next few days. And again, post in the comments, send me a like, let me know what you guys thought of the trailer, and see you guys next time.